Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube video. My name is Eleftheria and today I have the pleasure to have with me Shane, and he's the founder of theORQL. We are going to talk about AI debugging. AI helps write code faster, but debugging is still where time disappears. Some of the hardest bugs don't throw errors. theORQL lets you trace UI behavior back to the exact code path, even when nothing shows up in the console. And Shane, it's my pleasure that I have you here with me today. Could you please introduce yourself and maybe share a little bit about your background?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, Eleftheria, and very nice to be here. My name is Shane Smithis. I'm on the founding team of theORQL. I'm not a career developer, but I've worked with software teams for many years. And one thing I've kept seeing over and over was how much time teams lose to debugging. And I learned to code myself about a year and a half ago. I built a very rough prototype of theORQL, mostly to explore and validate the idea. It was pretty clear that it resolved, a lot of, pretty major issues for users. We completely threw that away and brought in some really amazing, very talented developers and built, what we have today. So theORQL really came out of that combination, seeing the problem firsthand across the teams that I've worked with and experiencing it myself when I learned to code.
Nice. I actually didn't know that. So it's really cool. I'm also glad I'm learning more about you and the product. What problem you kept seeing and you decided to go for that?
What I kept running into is that, writing code, has obviously gotten dramatically easier with AI. And, AI tools are here to stay, but they do introduce, new complexities. And, there's a need for deeper code review, security checks, that kind of thing. And one of the critical things is that, when something breaks at runtime, most developers, still have to jump through all the, sort of different context, all the different runtime services, whether it's in dev tools or, going into your production or your build logs or your CI/CD pipeline. And, it's a lot of manual work and a lot of sort of guesswork. So that gap hasn't been closed yet. That's what we're trying to.
Nice. And is there anything else that you would like to say before we jump in and do a quick demo of the product? Actually, not a quick one, but a deep dive into it.
Yeah, I mean, debugging, I think, is inefficient and fragmented today. So that's why we decided to focus on this specific niche. And so we hope that we genuinely solve people's problems and, and would love, everybody to give us a try. So we'll definitely, walk through a couple of demos. I can show you how it works and everybody can be the judge.
Yes, I would love that. I have seen and I have used a little bit theORQL, but I would love to see more, and especially from the founder's perspective, because I'm pretty sure that both people that are first-time users, but also me and other users would love to go through all the details and see all the capabilities of your product.
Thank you. Well, let me share my screen and I will walk you through a...
Yes, let's do that.
What we're looking at here is VS Code. Obviously, theORQL will work in VS Code or any VS Code based editor, Cursor, Windsurf, that kind of thing. And theORQL has a chat interface here, and you can see that it's connected to, essentially all your runtime surfaces. So right now it's connected to Chrome in the background, but it's also, we also connect with Vercel and Netlify, and we're introducing CI/CD connection through GitHub as well. When you open up theORQL, this is generally what you see. We started the debugger, so I've already got theORQL up and running, and the typical sort of flow for a developer is to jump into Chrome, and you're usually looking through the console to uncover errors, and theORQL replaces that completely. You don't need to look at the console anymore and sort of hunt through these failures. In fact, you can see over here, this is the Chrome overlay that theORQL offers, and it's synced in real time with VS Code. So here we've already detected a few errors. And I'm actually going to show you two fairly complex errors in this dashboard to show you how the Oracle works. So I'm going to click on the calendar, and this is a React error. And it is a fairly complex error because it's located in the front and the back end. So the Oracle has discovered it, and you can ask the Oracle to fix it, or you can ask it to explain it. In this case, I'll just show you exactly how the Oracle works. So it's already discovered the issue. And you can see that in real time, it's synced with your editor. So this is sort of the kind of the beautiful thing about the Oracle is that, you can use it in either the browser or in your editor. It's presented a diff for review. You can see that took, maybe 15 seconds or so.
Yes.
We usually will review the diff and accept, and you'll go back to Chrome and reload the page. And that's it. The Oracle has solved the problem.
That's very impressive. I have used some other AI tools, not specifically for debugging, but general some AI tools, and they had big issues syncing from the web version to the extension in VS Code. So that's a really, really nice thing. If I can quickly ask something, you mentioned that this is a React bug. Are there any other frameworks that the Oracle works nicely with, or is it only for React?
We're language agnostic, so we're focused on front end because, in the front end, the challenge that current AI tools have is the same that human developers have, is that the issues in the front end are typically mapped to multiple places in the back end. And AI tools, they just don't understand where to go. They might get it right on the first time, but they might also fix the wrong thing. They might find the wrong element in the code base or that kind of thing. So this bug that I just introduced here, it was an infinite loop that was, re-rendering over and over. It wasn't the most complex bug, but what the problem was that it wasn't in the most obvious place. Connecting the dots between a couple of different files, in order to debug this manually or with an AI tool, you'd have to understand how React's dependency tracking works and find the actual culprit. It looks innocent in the code base. You'd never know that was the reason why, but the Oracle is specifically built to handle that. So any language, mostly front-end focused, and yeah.
Do you want to continue with the demo? I think that you wanted to show a few more things, right?
Yeah, sure. So I'll show you, I'm actually going to just switch my screen and I'm going to show you one more bug. And this one is interesting because it's actually a fairly new feature that we've just introduced, and it's really exciting. People are really excited about it. It's when a silent error occurs. And in this particular case, we have this, kind of web analytics dashboard, but the chart is not displaying. Everything else, the UI looks fine, but for some reason, the chart's not displaying. And these are the most annoying bugs because there's no logs. There's no console logs to explain, why there's a failure. And so we built it right into the Oracle, a way to handle these bugs. So we have an element selector to demonstrate how this works. So I'm going to select the buggy element, and you could select multiple elements if you want to show an interaction between the two. And I'm just going to give a quick message. And the Oracle is going to go to work, and it's going to map everything to the code base. And that right there is a huge time savings. Understanding, where everything is located in the code base, that alone takes a lot of time. And
absolutely.
So once again, this is all synced with VS Code with your editor. This is a one-line fix. So this isn't, to demonstrate a really complex bug. What it is demonstrating is that, there's no crash, there's no obvious console error, the UI still renders, and the Oracle can go in real time and discover, explain, and fix it very quickly. So normally that would have probably taken 10 or 15 minutes to manually go through that or to get your AI to do that. And a lot of times the AI still has a problem mapping things, but because of our source mapping that we have, it does it really quickly.
That's awesome. So as far as I understand, it can select every UI element, and it can also select multiple UI elements. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's also, really valuable for actual design. Like if you wanted to change, something you wanted to change the color of something, or you wanted to change the appearance of a specific element, you can absolutely do that. So this is a brand new feature that we've just issued.
Nice. So would you also say that this is something that mostly front-end developers and designers could use? And also, is this something for solo developers or for teams or something else?
We are really, we're building for teams.
Mm-hmm.
And we have all sorts of team features coming out as far as like code collaboration and that kind of thing, in the new year. So in the next few
Okay.
weeks, we'll have some new features coming out, but solo developers will get a huge value, from this. And, you know, where to answer your first question about whether it's really a front end thing or a back end, where the Oracle also is valuable is we have for front or back end, you can actually introduce logs right inside of functions in your editor. So what we have here is a feature called silent trace points. So in the event that you see a silent error like that, and you want to go in and you want to add console logs, or if you're a
Mm-hmm.
Python developer, you want to add print statements, that's where this assistant comes in. So we can actually add very strategic logs to prevent you from having to go in, add all sorts of console logs automatically, or come back later and delete them. The Oracle will do all of that for you. So I'm just showing you how the Oracle adds all the logs,
Mm-hmm.
and the Oracle will now use that to debug that particular function. So that will work for front end or back end.
Nice. This is very impressive. And another question that you're now showing this to us is when you're building the Oracle, your team, your engineers, do you also use the Oracle for debugging?
We do, yeah. It was actually like part of our testing process. So we have an incredible development team, and I have to give a shout out to them for just like how, what an amazing foundation they built here. And part of the process for us is that we treat bugs in our development process before we ship as a way for us to test the Oracle. And so we definitely have a lot of these features, like the introduction of smart logging and that kind of thing, all came up from pain points that we had internally, and said, hey, this would be an amazing feature for users. Let's spend some time to work on it. So yeah, we absolutely use it ourselves.
Yeah, I think the most important features that I see in products and then I go back to them is when the actual developers they really want them and they ask their teams or their leaders, can we add this and this and that? Because I have worked with quite a few AI tools and I can see when there is a need for something, we see people or other teams that they just care about having a lot of features, but it's not always like that. These days with AIs, yes, you can do a lot of things, but at least for me, the most important thing is to do something correctly and something that it's also going to be easy for the user and they will see it, they will catch it and they will start using it immediately. And this is something that so far I've seen with the Oracle and that's why I like it. But yeah, would you say that there is something really cool that the developers should try, or is there any particular case that the developer could use the Oracle to solve something faster?
Yeah. So, I mean, the big one is the silent errors, so the one I just showed here, like
Mm-hmm.
it's the number one pain point that people have in debugging is when there's no console logs. Like, what do? When you have an error that's just not displaying a console log, a lot of times you have to add testing. You have to go in and add your own logs and go back and forth until you kind of figure out what the error is, where it lies, and that kind of thing. So I would say that this is probably our core feature right here. But the second thing is the context switching. So right now, in our current version that's live right now today, we integrate with Chrome, but we are about to ship a new feature that integrates with production as well. So, if you use Vercel or Netlify or tools like that, we will pull the build and runtime logs right directly from them as well. So one of the pain points that I've heard and that we all know is that, switching back and forth between, different tools is a huge problem, because you have to go in and hunt down logs in multiple places. So I would say that would be kind of like a close second as far as critical features that we offer that save people time is we eliminate the need to have to go back and forth and switch through all these different surfaces.
And now that we are talking about this, can you share a little bit of other features that are up and coming to the Oracle? You also mentioned a little bit that some collaboration features are coming, but could you elaborate a bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. After we ship the Vercel, the Netlify will also come with GitHub Actions and GitHub issues. So, you will be able to pull, test failures and other logs right directly from your CI/CD pipeline. So you don't have to go into the GitHub Actions tab and hunt through all the logs there. That will all be pulled in automatically, and you'll get another message right from the Oracle, just like this. So it'll explain what errors are going on in basically any surface that, they're coming from. So that's a big feature that we're launching in a few weeks as well.
It
and as
sounds
far as
amazing.
the team, yeah, thank you. As far as the team collaboration goes, we're going to have a chat right inside of VS Code. So it'll be linked with your Slack channel. So you can now collaborate on code right inside of VS Code. I'm sorry, I don't have a demo of it right now, but it's a really cool feature that we're excited about.
It sounds really cool. Maybe in the future we could update this video or do another one and include all the new features as well.
Cool. That would be appreciated. That would be awesome. Thank you.
Okay, and I know that you're planning to go live on Product Hunt as well. Is there anything that you would like to share with our audience about that?
We would, we would just love everybody's support. We think that we built something really valuable, and we would welcome everybody to send questions to us. We're very responsive. If somebody shoots us a message on Twitter or, through our email or on GitHub community, we respond really, really quick. And so, we will be launching all these new features on Product Hunt in the middle of January. So please keep your eye out for that. And in the meantime, you can use the Oracle for free with all the features that I just showed right here. So it's live on VS Code right now.
Amazing. So, by the way, in the description for everyone that is watching us, in the description, I will leave all the links for the product, Twitter or the email. So go ahead, click on the description and find every detail. I think that would be awesome, and we would love to support you on Product Hunt.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
And is there anything else that you would like to close this video with?
I want to thank you, Eleftheria, and thank your audience for, your support. And, we are a small startup. So any support that, we get, we always, really are very humbled by, and we really appreciate it. We think we have a great product. But, saying that as well, I have to give a shout out to my team because we have just an incredible team. I've worked with many software teams, in my life. These are the greatest people I've ever worked with. And, some of the most intelligent, capable people, and so I got to give a shout out to all the hard work that they've done to get us to where we are today. And, our community team is top notch. They're really responsive and empathetic to developer needs, and our dev team ships fast and works hard to get good products out. So I got to shout out to them too.
This is amazing. This is amazing. And it shows how also amazing as a founder you are, that you support so much your team. And if I can close with something that I was thinking of, is that DevTools shows what AI chat guesses why, and the Oracle sees what happened at runtime and guides to a fix. I've used a little bit the Oracle, as I said in the beginning of this video, but now with all this discussion and the demo, I'm eager to use it more and hopefully make my work a little bit faster, as I will not have so many bugs from now on. Thank you very much. Again, people, just check out the description and you will find all the links. Start using the Oracle. It's free, and let's all support it in mid-January on Product Hunt. Thank you.
Thank you.